Okay, class, we now have a new topic for today, which is about the so-called analysis of structures. As engineers or engineering disciples, we could eventually find ourselves being employed in a variety of fields. So, pwede tayo mapunta sa field ng maintenance, sa field ng operations, sa field ng sales, or pwede tayo mapunta sa field ng office works. So, we may eventually find ourselves in the field of design. So, as in tayo na mismo yung nagde-design ng isang mechanism, ng isang machine, or ng isang system, which are primarily examples ng isang structure. So, as engineers, it is actually our responsibility or moral obligation to make sure that such structures are properly designed. So, meaning it should be able to function properly while at the same time being able to withstand forces or loads, thus maintaining its structural integrity. So, this is actually quite important since meron tayong monetary investments involved. So, dapat mabawi muna natin yung invested money and then at the same time earn some money. So, sino ba naman yung nasa katinuan na gusto mawala na lamang yung kanyang hard-earned money? And that at the same time, there are also lives at stake using the said structure. So, meron nga tayong kasabihan na di bali malugi, wag lang mamatayan ng tao or tauhan since dadali ng konsensya natin ito habang tayo ay nabubuhay. So, ano ba yung tinatawag nating structures? A building, a machine, and then that of a bridge are examples of what we call structures. So, it is a collection of interrelated parts or components or what we call structural members. So, yung term na interrelated, suggesting that such part is specifically designed to perform a specific function. So, hindi siya ilalagay for no apparent reason at all, since parts or members are considered to be additional costs or additional expenses. So, a structure is designed for a particular purpose, while at the same time being able to withstand a variety of loads or what we call forces. So, one such example of a structure is what we call a bridge. So, that are designed specifically for transportation purposes, as in allowing commuters or loads to pass through one section towards the other. So another is yung tinutukoy nating trusses which are part of buildings as well as houses that are mainly used to support the roofing's weight but also to withstand yung tinatawag nating gust or yung tinatawag nating wind loads. Lastly, we have the so-called frames which is considered to be the backbone of any machine. So dito, nakakabit yung tinutukoy natin pinaka-housing o tinutukoy din nating casing na isang machine, or it could probably support the main part which are subjected to a variety of loads or tinutukoy nating forces. In all, such structures are quite important as they absorb or withstand externally applied loads upon which such structures are actually subjected. So, these structures could be made from a variety of materials. So, pwede siyang steel, pwede siyang wood, or even plastic, or any kind of rigid material. So, that could be able to withstand such externally applied loads. Now, dahil dyan sa mga externally applied loads acting on such parts o members, meron tayong tinatawag na concept called stress, which is defined as the force that is being exerted over a given cross-sectional area. Now, if such stress were to be taken lightly or disregarded, this could eventually cause deformation, and then worst possible case scenario is magkakaroon tayo ng failure or collapse of the whole structure itself. So, end result dito is meron tayong monetary losses dahil sa destruction ng structure itself, and then worst possible case scenario is magkakaroon tayo ng accident and or human casualty. In the analysis of structures, the structure to be analyzed are the pin-connected ones or those that are called as simple trusses and or simple frames that are just fastened or connected together by a means of bolts or what we call pins. So sa case naman ng trusses, they are composed of parts or members that employ a basic triangular shape. So bakit nga ba triangular? Bakit hindi po pwedeng square o kaya rectangular? So, ito kasi yung basic shape na unlike yung square o kaya rectangular, naturally resist changes in shape or what we call deformation. So, another reason is In terms of the number of members, ang basic triangular shape contains a lesser number of members. So at least 3 parts as compared sa 4 parts sa isang square o kaya ng isang rectangle. So basically, nakakatipid tayo ng materials dito. So ang main purpose ng trusses is to support a larger load or to have its length or span a greater distance supporting these loads without actually buckling or faltering or collapsing. Now, a truss typically has the following parts. So number 1, we have the so-called web members. So yung web members na to, ito yung tinutukoy nating internal parts o internal members. So ito yung mga nasa loob niya. So second one is yung tinutukoy nating joints. So ito yung tinatawag nating dugtungan. Then third one is what we call the upper chord or the outer surface ng trusses natin containing the joint or joints as well as the web members. And then last one, we have the so-called lower chord or what we call the bottom chord. So ito yung tinutukoy natin base of such trusses as indicated by the lower horizontal line. Now, yung analysis of structures is a step-by-step process that considers the concept called equilibrium. So meaning, yung 3 equations na ginagamit natin normally, summation forces horizontal, summation forces vertical, as well as summation of moment, all 3 equations are equivalent to 0, will be used extensively. So depending upon the kind of method that will actually be employed or be used. So in such a case, we could be able to distinguish or classify whether a part or member is actually under tension as well as compression. So lastly, in the case of frames, these are also examples of structures but that they are synonymous to machines. So as compared to trusses, yung frames natin has a lesser number of members but they do also employ a basic triangular shape or configuration to enhance its rigidity. So yung tinatawag nating tibay against external forces as well as loads. There are 3 methods that are actually used in the analysis of structures. So one is the so-called method of joints, which are specifically designed for 2 force members or for members or parts that do not have loading at its middle part or portion. So kaya natin siya tinatawag na method of joints is basically because the isolation is done on the joint itself. So meaning the total number of joint isolations is totally dependent upon the number of joints. However, not all joints are required to be isolated. So normally, your last joint being considered is being used to check the correctness or validity of the obtained loads which are classified as either in tension or compression. Now, when isolations on the joints are made, exclusively, ang formulang gagamitin lamang natin dito is yung tinutukoy nating force summations, vertical as well as horizontal. So, gagamit lamang tayo ng moment summation to just complete yung corresponding reactions of the truss in question. Now, after the method of joints, we now have the so-called method of sections. So again, this is another method that is used for 2 force members, meaning no load should be located at its middle part or portion. Now, kaya natin siya tinatawag na method of section is basically sinesection natin or hinahati natin yung trusses into 2 main parts. So yung paghahati o pagsasection natin dito is totally dependent upon doon sa hinahanap natin mga unknowns. Now, using either section produces the same number as well as the type of loading upon which the member or part is being subjected. Unlike sa method of joints, a method of section exclusively makes use of the moment summation. So once the section considered has been isolated. So gagamitin lang natin yung force summation forces horizontal as well as summation forces vertical sa pagkompleto lamang ng reactions natin upon which such stress is being subjected. So, last method is yung tinatawag natin method of members, which is used sa case ng mga frames which are examples of what we call 3 force members. So, bakit siya tinatawag na 3 force members? So, tinatawag siyang 3 force members kasi other than yung loading natin at both ends, meron tayong third load which could be located at its middlemost portion. So, kaya siya tinatawag na method of members is basically nagkakaroon tayo ng isolation on the member itself. So, meaning, yung dami ng isolations natin would be totally dependent upon the number of members in question. So, sa method of members, we'll be making use of three equations for equilibrium. So, pwede natin gamitin interchangeably yung tinatawag natin force summation, summation forces vertical, summation forces horizontal, as well as summation of moment. So, in this case, may mga times na babalikan natin yung previous member that was just isolated or that was isolated just to complete the required unknowns. So, this concludes my presentation regarding sa tinatawag nating analysis of structures. So, meron pa tayong mga separate posts or recording sa mga problem solving natin employing the three methods cited. So, itinutukoy natin method of joints, method of sections, and then lastly, yung tinatawag nating method of members.